Another new member of Conference USA. Of course, we're talking about North Texas, and joining us, the head coach at North Texas, Dan McCarney, and also joining us, one of the stalwarts of the defense, Zach Orr. Gentlemen, good to have you with us.
Good to see you again, Ron.
Zach, I'm going to talk to Coach first because we're old-time friends. Coach, you and I talked one of your first years at Iowa State, and we were talking about the plan of building a program, and you said, I've got a plan, I'm sticking with it. Is that the same here at North Texas?
Really is, Ron. You know, and all it did really, when I spent some time with Urban Meyer at Florida after leaving Iowa State, was just reconfirm all my beliefs and philosophies and values and the things that meant so much to me as we turned the Iowa State program around. So we just happen to be in a place where there's phenomenal high school football, really does help our recruiting, enhances our opportunity to turn a program around, and especially if you can go find some more guys like Zach Orr.
8 starters returning on both offense and defense. That shows me that you built your first year and it continues to go up.
We really did. Last year, even though the record was disappointing, we played a whole bunch of young guys. One of the youngest teams, Ron, I'd ever been around since I got into coaching. That does help us for 2013, with the exception of center and punter. Every one of our guys on the team has some game day experience, so they know the speed, the tenacity, the physicalness of what it's like on game day.
Let's talk about your defensive start here, Zach. 107 tackles last year. How can you improve on that?
Just coming in each and every practice, doing what I do, which is hard work and dedication, just working on my craft, taking every drill one at a time, and just continue to study my playbook and knowing what the offense is going to do before they do it.
Now, your defensive coordinator, John Sculdani, coming into his second year, fewest points given up North Texas since 2006. If I'm not mistaken, only one team scored more than 30 points against you guys. The fact you had such great improvement in the first year with Coach Sculdani, what do you expect under him the second year?
We expect to be even better. We expect to put in more things to stop offenses and come out there and be more aggressive and force more turnovers, because we are coming to a second year and we know the defense instead of it being our first year running it.
Do you play faster now that you know it better?
Oh, yes, sir. You can play faster when you know what you're doing. It allows you to play faster. When you're out there where you don't know what you're doing, you're not sure, you're hesitant, you're not able to make those plays. But now that you know what you're doing, you can go out there and play fast and be confident in your ability.
Bringing John Sculdani with you, he was with you at Iowa State. You've known him for a number of years. How important was that for you to get him?
Huge, Ron, no doubt about it. As you know, we started from scratch at Iowa State, built it the right way. He's a tremendous teacher. He's an excellent coach. He can make adjustments on game day. And when you get to be our age in football, there's not much you haven't seen. But the game is so fast now, and it's so wide open, and offenses are so talented, and there's so many great quarterbacks. You better have a real good defensive plan and a real good defensive coordinator, and we have one now at North Texas.
This may be a little off base, but does your defensive line need more explosive plays?
No question. We need to do a lot more, and it's close to home and close to my heart. As you know, Ron, I spent a lot of years coaching that position. It's the heart of your defense. It's the front of every defense. Everything starts up front. We got to make more game-changing plays, more tackles for loss, tip passes. Just have to be more physical. We got to do a better job of collapsing the pocket around quarterbacks, and we're going to work towards that. We'll get there, but we'd like to develop some depth where it's not just 4 or 5 guys out there with their tongues dragging on the turf in the fourth quarter. Get some more guys who can play, stay fresher, get in the fourth quarter, have a chance to win more games.
Let's go on the other side of the football, because there was one impressive stat that I saw for the first time in 60 years at North Texas. 3 players rushed for more than 500 yards a game. What kind of luxury is that, knowing you have 3 guys that can tote it?
Yeah, love it. You know, and 2 of the 3 are back. We also have a transfer, Reggie Pegram, that came from Purdue, scored a couple touchdowns in their bowl game a couple years ago. We've got probably as much depth, Zach, and I think competition on our whole football team at running back. A couple of young ones coming out of red shirts, but it's still led by Brandon Bird and Antoine Jimerson, and we love that. I love having backs that you can go to, tote that pill, go get extra yards, stay fresh, and keep coming in that fourth quarter to have a chance to win games.
And your offensive line, this is a stat I think will shock a lot of people. Fewest sacks in the country last year.
In the country. And, 4 of those 5 guys returned. We lost our all-conference center, Aaron Fortenberry, but the rest of them are back. But they're taught well. The fundamentals are there. Mike Simmons, my offensive line coach, has done an excellent job with those guys. But we're going to get tested, and we'll see a lot of speed. We're going to see great defenses. You're going to see one of the top SEC defenses in the country as our schedule unfolds, along with the tremendous defensive improvement I've seen watching Conference USA.
If you ever drive up I-35 from I-35W from Dallas, you'll see the stadium at North Texas. It is an impressive stadium. For the first time since 2001, you get to open a game at home. How important is that first game for you as a player to get that victory, protect the home turf?
It's real important, because this first week of school, all the students, all the fans gonna be real excited. They're gonna be there, and starting off 1-0 is just building momentum for the season. So it's real important to start off at home, especially and getting a victory.
100 years of football celebrating. I can't think of anything better than probably going to a bowl game for that 100 year. Is that something you've thought about?
Yeah, I don't know that a day goes by probably that Zach and I don't think about it. You know, I've been fortunate. I've got over 80 bowl games represented on my coaching staff. And some of these young men that have worked so hard and been so loyal and given so much to North Texas like Zach that haven't experienced that yet. Ron, as you know, one time, just one time, be special, be different, be unique, be rare. Go places North Texas hasn't gone for a while and go achieve that. But everybody wants it this time of year. Who's going to be good enough? Who's going to be tough enough? Who will handle the adversity and the success the most and the best will have a chance to do that at the end of the year.
Have you been able to convey your feelings of when you got that bowl game at Iowa State? Because I was with you when you got it, and I'll never forget the look on not only your face, your coaching staff, but the players. Have you been able to convey that emotion of what it's like to work so hard, be with a program that hasn't been there, and all of a sudden get there?
We're working on that. I'll tell you that, Ron. You know, we have. I've got. I think a group of seniors right now that have really bought in as well as I've ever been around. They've shown great leadership, great maturity, but they want something special. Average teams and losing teams get forgotten pretty easily. Special teams, winning teams, and especially when you go to rarefied air and do things that haven't been done in a long time, you're remembered forever. As you mentioned, that first team, first home a bowl victory in 100 years at Iowa State, those guys will be remembered forever. I'd sure like Zach and his teammates to be remembered forever too.
When you're away from the coaches, and they talk about it, obviously, they coach you up on that, but do you guys talk about it amongst yourselves?
Oh, we talk about it all the time. You know, every football player, their roommates, whether it's on campus or off campus, are our teammates. So every day it's always on our mind. We always talk about it. It always comes up at least 2 or 3 times a day. Man, we need to do this. We need to do this to take the proper steps, you know, to make this year special, like how Coach was talking about.
Do you hold your teammates accountable?
Oh,
when
yes.
you see guys, because there's always going to be those guys that,
Oh, yeah.
you know, are you the guy that goes in there and gets in their face?
Oh, yes, sir. Somebody has to do it, and it's me and my fellow seniors. You know, we're the class that we taking upon ourselves that we have to hold each other accountable, because it means more coming from your teammates than your coaches. You know, you hear your coach, like, yeah, you listen to him and everything, but if your teammates are constantly drilling you and letting you know, hey, that's not the right way, get on track, then that means a lot more to them.
Zach, one final question for you. If North Texas went to a bowl, what would it mean to you, having been through some lean years?
It'll mean the world to me, because that's what, you know, I came to University of North Texas for. I wanted to come and try to make something special and turn it around. So that would be the ultimate dream that I would live out, you know, coming here to University of North Texas.
Gentlemen, thank you. Dan,
Thanks,
my
Ron.
friend.
Great to see you
See you again. Zach, good meeting you.
Thank you.
Best of luck this year. Look forward to seeing you during the season.
Thanks a lot.